Hey, what's up guys? Spring's here, the weather's looking beautiful. I'm just stressing out before my last final exams here before finishing my first year in university, so that's pretty nice. Before I go into exam mode though, I felt like making some sort of video on something, and I just wanted to make it a short little video where I just talk about something. As you can tell from the video title, this is going to be about being ignored. Now, what do I mean when I say being ignored? I mean, it can encompass a lot of different situations, but mainly I want to touch on trying to get people's attention but them not returning any sort of response. You might be sending someone a message hoping that they write you back, or you might try to ask them to play a game with you and they don't respond, that sort of deal. I mainly want to touch upon this myself because I can get pretty excitable sometimes. I see something like a tweet that sparks my interest or just some kind of situation I'd like to comment on, and I come up with something I think is really witty or good, and sometimes when you reply to them, you usually don't get any response back from people. Now usually, and it makes sense as to why people won't respond to the stuff you say, is that it's something that you read and you just tell yourself like, okay? It's too closed-ended to create any sort of dialogue. Another key idea from this is even just messaging someone new or one of your friends and not getting a response back. Along with this, my inner stress babby comes out and I begin to think to myself, does this person not like me, or do I bother them? That sort of stuff. But the main thing about the idea of being ignored and with any sort of expectation for attention, you just need to tell yourself that you're just going to put yourself out there and you literally can't expect any sort of attention back. And that's the best way to deal with it. If you go in expecting something out of what you have to say, and you don't get your expectation back, then you're just going to be disappointed. Now this is something I do a lot now, and it just comes with understanding about how people react to different things. You can't just expect that every time you try to hit someone up that they'll be there to respond or send a message to you back. People are busy with their own lives, and sometimes the things that you say are just not worth caring about. I'm not trying to say this in a negative tone like, no one cares mate, you should just kill yourself. All I'm just trying to explain is that you shouldn't expect for people to care about everything you have to say all the time. You should just have fun, put yourself out there, and don't worry about being ignored. It's most likely that they have a good reason for doing so, or they have their own reasons as to why they don't message back in that moment. Just hit them up another time. If they don't like you, think you're annoying, something like that, then they would either remove your means to communicate with them by blocking you or something like that, or they would outright tell you to stop messaging them or wow, I say something like that a lot. But yeah, they would tell you to stop messaging them, and that's not something that you see as often, but people honestly shouldn't be afraid to confront a situation like that and tell you that you need to stop, as Filthy Frank would do.
It's time to stop!
Well, Starbyte, you could overuse a meme in your video too. Well, yes, of course I can. And maybe I should probably actually stop. Overall, if you're getting concerned with being ignored by friends or maybe a new acquaintance, you shouldn't think too much of it. Time and time again, I've had experiences where it seems like no one wants to talk to you that day, but then a day later, everyone starts messaging you and asking you to play a game or whatnot. It's just something that happens pretty often. Anyways, that's all I have to say about this topic. Hope you enjoyed this quick little video just to change the pace a bit once again, and I'll see you in the next one when I have more time. Please do feel free to leave a topic if you want me to talk about it, and yeah, that's pretty much it there.
Well, I like expressing myself kind of seriously and then being a big retard in a video after. Oh boy.